Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
Did you ever blood dope or use blood transfusions to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
Shut up, Lex.
Hey guys, this is Faster U4, brought to you by FitLab, Tailwind Nutrition, Biomax and Capital Cycles. If you're a cyclist and you want to go faster, then let's giddy up.
Don't stand on my dog or I cut your head off. Say hello.
Hi guys, how you going? Steve here. Thanks for watching. Welcome to another episode of Fast U4. Alright, today's gonna be faster. Oh, turn on my fan. Here we go. Oh, a bit of ear. Today's gonna be faster. This is the Blitz edition. Today I'm gonna be talking about the hour record. There we go. Stop my computer. Why am I talking about the hour record? Well, last week here in tropical Wellington, a guy, Emil, someone, he took my Wellington hour record off me back in March, almost exactly today, March 20-something, 2015, 2014, one of those. I rode 41.9-ish, don't quote me there, Ks on the Wellington Coliseum Velodrome in Haitaidai, which was at the time the best hour on the air. Now this guy came along last week and he rode 42.2-ish or something. So I guess he rode an extra 1 or 2 laps. So good for him. That's great. So I don't know anything about this guy. I don't even know if he's on the Facebook. All I've seen is a photo and some numbers. It looked like he had some, I'm going to say slightly classier gear than I did at the time, which is not an excuse. I had a, just to tell you, the gear I was using was an old Fuji steel track frame. I'd cut down the handlebars, just had regular bars, cut them down, I'd put some like dodgy clip-on aero bars. I bought this Chinese wheel, like no disc or anything, Chinese track wheel with like maybe a 50 section on it for the rear, and I had like Zip 303 on the front. No aero testing, no nothing. I just went out there and blasted as hard as I could. I did 303 watts for the hour on the track. I didn't know how to ride on the track. I just got on there and did it. I went and practiced a few times, but I was pretty shit at it. And I think I can do a lot better now. So 303 watts, I can definitely average a lot more than that now, and my position's a lot better than it was. So I think I'd like to have another crack at it. So that's what made me think about the hour. And as you know, in August 2015, I took the New Zealand hour record and the Masters hour record in the same ride. So that was in the Cambridge Velodrome. That's I'll try clicking up a gear and bringing up the drag on this. Maybe that'll make it better. There I rode 47.7 something Ks, I think. I averaged about 315 watts. My drag was about 0.21, I think, for that ride, so that was okay. I can even do better than that now. I still wasn't that great at riding on the boards or anything. It was a much better attempt, and a guy called Jim McMurray took that record off me about 6 months later, and I would like to have another crack at that sooner rather than later too. So there's two things that have been on my mind, and it's just something that I often have a lot of people ask about the hour. What's it like? And I wrote a thing on my blog, or a couple of months after I'd written it, and in short, It's nasty. And the main reason that it's different to a 1 hour time trial is that there is no rest. Your legs are moving all the time at your predetermined cadence and speed and power. And if you get that wrong, and you're even a little bit over your threshold, yeah, you really start to suffer. That happened to me. I got it slightly wrong. I ended up about 3/4 of the way through my New Zealand hour ride. Things went a little bit pear-shaped for me. But I have people ask what it's like, and it's horrible because it's very much like you're in a position where you're trying to be as aero as possible. Of course, you've got this position that's not very comfortable, and you're trying to put out a lot of power, and you can't shift from that position. You can't do anything. It's like being locked in a cage. So I just wrote up some thoughts about it. I mean, another thing people don't realise is living here in Wellington, we don't have a velodrome we can train on for something like that. We do have a velodrome, the one I set that Wellington hour record on, but it's too rough to be using the equipment that you use on the boards. So that's one problem. So you've got to do all these trips to Cambridge. From here to Cambridge, it's about 8 or 9. Is it? I think it was 8 or 9 hours. God. Once you stopped and everything, it's a super big mission, and you often only get a very short period on the boards in the morning. Now I'm looking at different ways of doing that the next time I have a go at it, rather than driving up all the time. I made, in the space of 4 months, 9 16-hour round trips to Cambridge to prepare for that record. So it was, just a massive time involvement there and a big hassle. So that's something that, people don't think about, is that investment in time. Obviously, if I lived there, it would be a bit different. Okay, so some other things. Interestingly, okay, so just talking about that hour, that hour officially I took off a guy called Jack Swart. Now, he's an older guy now. I spoke to him on the phone afterwards to get some information from him about his. In 1978, he did 45.949 Ks. So, obviously, 1978, that record stood for a while. I don't know how many people were going for it. Probably not many. There was a guy in 1997 or something. Now, he took the New Zealand hour record at the velodrome in Wanganui. And it wasn't ratified because he was using an illegal position called the Superman position. And that was something that a guy called Graham Obrey made famous when he set the world hour record in the early 90s. And it was super aerodynamic. Like, for a guy my height and weight, the drag coefficient was down to about 0.17 or something, which, to put in perspective, the difference, as a rule of thumb, 0.1 CDA is, or 0.01 CDA is worth about 5 watts, as a good rule of thumb. So the difference between me in a good position versus this extended, you've got to imagine Superman flying through the air with his arms in front of him, that's sort of what it looks like, go and Google it, is, so 0.17, call it 0.2 to make the maths easy. So that is 3, 5, 15. So it's something like 15. It's probably a little bit more than that, maybe 20, maybe even 25 watts. So that's really big when you're talking about the difference that makes on the track. 25 watts, it's got to be worth a couple of laps. Anyway, that was made illegal. His worker wasn't ratified, so that's why I took it in a standard UCI legal position. But he, did a great ride. So I'll just talk about. There was actually another cool position that this guy Graham Obrey did called the egg position. So he had two he developed. One was that Superman I was talking about, super long, stretched out with your arms in front of you. The other was called the egg position, and it was almost like the opposite, with your arms tucked right in under your shoulders, your head out forward, with the idea that that provides a sort of very aerodynamic edge shape, and that was super effective too. And if you want something fun to watch, just Google or YouTube Chris Boardman versus Graham Aubrey in the early 90s during a individual pursuit or something at the Olympics or the Commonwealth Games, whenever it was, and just to see the difference in the styles. Chris Boardman had a lot more power, but the aerodynamic advantage of the now outlawed position that Graham Aubrey had was enough to get him to win. So that was really interesting. There's some estimates out there. Chris Boardman, for his hour record, which he took off Graham Aubrey, was pushing something like 440 watts, which is ludicrous. Remember, I pushed 315, so over 100, well north of 100 watts more than what I could do for an hour. Obviously a lot further distance, 52-ish Ks. And compared to Graham Aubrey, who was pushing, mid 350s, something like that. So quite a big difference. You can just see the difference the aerodynamics makes. Okay. Yeah, so I figured it all out with the computer models. I had about 315 to 320 watts. Drag was about 215. The atmospheric pressure on the day, that's something that not a lot of people talk about. Atmospheric pressure matters quite a lot in the distance you can get. To give you an example, on a standard, regular, sunny, high-pressure day, about 1,030 hectopascals is pretty normal. The lower it gets, the less dense the air is, and you can go further. A low-pressure day, super low pressure, would be like 1,000 hectopascals, and you can't really forecast that or anything, of course. You just got to get what you get. Some guys do when they do hours. They will wait till the atmospheric pressure is lower, but I don't have the luxury for that, so I just did it. Unfortunately, I got a very high, very, very high atmospheric pressure day, 1,032 hectopascals, which is unfortunate for me. You can tell if it's going to be low pressure if you've got the weather changing to lower pressure. Those bars are getting further apart on the little weather map. And, if it's clouding up, getting stormy, that's a very good sign that it's very synonymous with lower pressure. So that didn't work out too well for me. That's the same thing that happened to Bradley Wiggins. When he did his hour record last year, which he got, of course, got a new world record. He actually, unfortunately, got quite a high pressure day, so he could have gone much further. To put it in perspective, so when I got, let's say, I did all the math on this back at the time and wrote it all down so I wouldn't forget. When I did at about 1,032 hectopascals, the difference between the distance I could do between that and say about 1,015 hectopascals, so somewhere between bright and sunny and very dark and gloomy low pressure, so somewhere in the middle, that's worth one lap on its own, just over, about 270 meters in the space of an hour. So it just goes to show that, it's like a free lap. The pressure on the day is a difference of a lap. Pretty mammoth. And so a couple of things I'd say, more little things, and I'll just talk about the sensation. If you want to have a go at something like this, it's really hard. It's really hard to explain how not getting those little micro pauses is important. So I would say very long intervals at threshold, the sort of thing Jens Voigt was doing when he was training for his hour record, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes. In quite a hot environment is important for improving your performance and being able to suffer at threshold in that position. On the topic of the position, you probably want to have a position, I would err on the side of comfort rather than aerodynamics. So if you have to trade a little comfort for aero, do it. Other way around. And me a little bit, trade a little aero for comfort, because after a while, if you do have to get out of your aero position and stand up and stretch a little bit, even for half a lap, it really screws up your time. your distance. So, but if you can stay in the position, even if it's tiny, a little bit less aero, but it's more comfortable and you didn't have to move from the position, it's worth it. There's just some thoughts about the hour. I think I'm going to come back and have another shot. It's a lot of investment, and a lot of energy, and a lot of time, and it's very hard. I thought I'd just show you some of the data from when I did the Wellington one, in case of interest to you. So this is the Strava ride. What's the date on that? The date I did that was I can read that, 24th of March 2015. So right on 2 years ago. The Wellington one was a lot easier for me than the world record attempt at the Cambridge one. And if I look at the pacing and things, it was actually pretty good. I think I rode that as good as I probably could have at the time with my ability and equipment. But if let's lift this up so I can have a look. If you look at the start, you do have to ride it like a time trial in the sense that you don't want to start too hard. Rule number one of TTs. And if I just zoom in a little bit on the start, you can see there's a spike of power, but only to about 700, just over 700 watts. Very quickly settling down to target pace within, if I change that to time, about 30 to 40 seconds. So nice and quickly in. Heart rate came up nice and quick. And if I highlight the remainder of the ride, up until the very end there, hovering at about 302 watts cadence, 101. The speed on here is probably a little bit, it says 46.6, but that's a little bit out because of the satellite and stuff. And the velodrome there. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if technically I'm supposed to be using a computer and things on the track. Having said that, it's not a UCI ratified attempt, so probably doesn't matter. I figured I wanted to record it because I wanted to be able to look at the data later on and show other people. That cadence, I would definitely go lower next time. I'm going to hit up 10 RPM lower next time. It's better aero, and it uses like a high proportion of your slow twitch fibers, which isn't very good for reserving muscle glycogen, but for an attempt like this you don't need to. Go lower, even down to 85 would be good. But you can see it's very steady, and that's because you're on a fixed gear. And even I was able to just highlight the end there. So it'll lift it up just a little bit at the end there. Not terribly much, but maybe into 400 or so watts. Heart rate got up to 171. That was a good effort. I was happy with that. So look, I'll leave it there because I know I don't want this to go on. I'm trying to get quicker. So that's the hour record. I will have another go at it. I just need to figure out when that's going to be. Get my preparation and headspace right. But I'm coming. Alright, as always, this is what you buy. Capital Cycles, FitLab, Tell Nutrition, Biomaxa. If you'd like a training plan from me, Steve Bauer, you can go to our website, fitlab.co.nz. Thanks for watching / listening to Fast You Fall, brought to you by FitLab, Capital Cycles, Tell Nutrition and Biomaxa. If you'd like to get in touch for a coaching program or testing, you can get hold of me, Steve at fitlab.co.nz, or go to fitlab.co.nz. Talk soon, guys.